Hi, this is going to be my first talking head video and it's gonna be about the top 5 things I've learned by doing a jam every week for an entire year. I'm not a very good speaker, I have a very bad memory, so I'm reading it off my phone, and that's why there's gonna be a lot of cuts in between because I forgot my lines. Well, these are not in any particular order. It's just something I noticed doing all these jams. So let's get on with it. Also, English is not my native language, but I think I manage. 1. Jamming is not producing. This is a very important point. When I'm producing a track, the focus is on getting all the parts to their absolute best. And that's, well, it's not entirely the opposite when jamming, but still, jamming is about the process, not about the end product. Of course, I don't want to deliver a crappy end product, but it happens. I've done some things I feel like are subpar, but overall, it's just about enjoying the experience. Also, jamming comes with some limitations. That will be point number 2. In a production, you can automate everything you want. You can automate every filter, every cutoff, every resonance, every volume, everything. I only have 2 hands, so I can only adjust 2 things at a time, and I generally want to automate as little as possible. So I actually do I do live, but it's not always possible. But then again, that's the thing. You can't do everything live. You can't polish everything live. You make mistakes. It's just a totally different game. Which leads me to point number 2. Limitations are a good thing. I'm not unique in this take, I think, because I've heard it a lot, and sometimes people put extra limitations on themselves just to spark creativity, and that's true. That's true. But when you don't have the option of tuning 7 different oscillators with 15 different LFOs and 9 envelopes, you tend to get a bit more creative with what you do have. And because you can focus, you can come to results much quicker. When I don't have the option to tweak a patch with 24 different parameters, the patch is pretty much done when I feel like it's good enough to fit in the entire jam. Also, when I think the patch is done, it is done. I don't get tempted anymore to change a lot of things, to tweak it for another 2.5 hours, which is another limitation. Time is a very real limitation for me. I do these jams in one day. I get up in the morning, I start creating some sort of sound, some sort of progression, and when I'm happy with it, I will record it, and that's it. So everything is done in one day. There's no preparation in the entire week before that. It's just on that day. So there's no chance to tweak that synth line or make a more interesting arpeggio, check out more filter options. No, it's just it has to be done in that same day. That's also a limitation, and I think it's a good one. When it comes to jamming, you kind of need something like that. It's like I said in point 1, it's not producing. Another limit on time is just runtime for my cameras. I use my old phones for cameras, and the old phones tend a pretty bad battery life. I do use a power bank from time to time, but I've also had jams where one of the phones just got out halfway through the jam, and I had to start all over again because I was missing one of my camera angles. Um, so yeah, time is a factor in that case, because I generally have one take to do it. If that take fails, I most of the time I have to recharge one of the phones in order to keep it alive during the second take. So, but that's just something for me specifically. Whenever I get the chance or the money, we know that won't happen. I will buy more gear. But it would be nice to have an actual real camera for some better quality. But you know, this is still okay. Point number 3 is MIDI gear can be just as important, or maybe even more important, as your other hardware. What I mean by that is, you know, I'm jamming. I need to control some parts. Of course, it all starts and ends with your sound, but the jam is the performance of those sounds. You know, I can play those synths and I can just sit on a chair just like now, and the music will not be the same because, you know, you're missing a lot of movement, but still the general idea is there. The MIDI gear is what makes me jam. I use Novation Launch Control XL the most. It's just faders and knobs. There's nothing more to it, and that's basically enough to cut everything in and out and change parameters. I recently got the MIDI Fighter Twister, and I'm still programming it, finding ways to use it more in my jams. I think I've used it once or twice now. It's a great machine, but I haven't really found that much use for it in my jams, so I'm still a bit on the fence if it fits my workflow, yes or no. The other thing why I like something like the launch control is there's no diving into menus and stuff. There's a reason I have the Roland TR-8S as my drum machine and not the Electron Digitect. For my taste, the Digitect, while it's an awesome machine, it's too much menu diving. I like this, and the Roland TRS has faders. The Launch Control XL has faders. It has mute buttons. That's what I like. That's my workflow. That works for me. So that also brings the point home that not every gear is the right gear for you. It might be an awesome machine. If it doesn't fit your particular workflow, it's no good for you. Point number 4. The other takes time. What I mean with the other stuff, it's setting everything up. I have to set up my entire studio, get all the dust covers away, out of frame, route everything in the DAW, set everything to record. I have to set up the lighting. I have to change clothes. I have to tidy up the place a bit. I have to comb my beard, find a hat, and when I'm done I have to pose for thumbnails because YouTube. I hate that. It's so dumb. But covering up all the synths again, putting away all the camera gear, powering down all the lightings, powering down all the synths. It all takes time. Every single one of those things doesn't take a lot of time, but all combined it takes a lot of time. And that's just a recording. Then I have to mix and master the jam. It's you know, I tend to give it as much effort as it needs and not to completely overdo it and make an amazing mix and an amazing master. A lot of the times I just use ozone to get the volume up and that's it. Some minor bass boosts and some mild mixing, some compression, but that's basically it. There's not a whole lot of mixing and mastering going on, but it still takes time. After that, I have to edit the video. I first had to learn how to edit videos Then you have to create your thumbnails, so I had to learn to edit photos. Then you have to upload everything, you have to make the right descriptions, select the right tags. There's a lot of time that goes into that stuff. You can cut and paste from previous videos, that's okay. I try to avoid it as much as possible, not with the tags, are mostly basically the same, but still it takes time. So all in all, it takes about half a day to get all those others going. So everything from cleaning up, tidying up, mixing, mastering, creating the thumbnails, editing the video, uploading, it's half a day. So preparing the jam, recording the jam, editing everything and uploading everything, it's an entire day's work. And last but not least, fuck views, have fun. YouTube is a fickle beast. You know, I have videos I was really proud of that barely break the 100 views. I have videos I just made in a very short time. Also a short video which has over 10,000 views. I don't know what's happening. Sometimes you get a lot of comments, sometimes you don't. Sometimes the video just seems dead on arrival. Sometimes it takes off in the second week. Who knows? We all like to crack the YouTube algorithm. It doesn't work that way. So the only thing you can do is just have fun, make your music, make the content that you love. And if people pick up on it, that's very cool. If people don't pick up on it, well, maybe it wasn't for them. It's fine. As long as you're happy with your product, that's all that matters. But on the other hand, you know, 100 views is still 100 people that listen to your music. And to me, that's awesome. It's quite a lot. So just keep in mind, numbers are relative. But the most important thing for me is, do I listen to my own jams? And the answer is yes, I do. I love to listen to them. I love to watch them again and again. Sometimes I have them on repeat. I have a 25-minute commute to my work, and I mostly listen to my own stuff. It's great. I have a growing library of music that I love and love to make, and that's all that matters. So if I don't have thousands of views, well, who cares? I view it, I like it, I enjoy it, my friends and family likes it. So that's all that matters in the end. So I'm trying to continue the way I did last year, making one jam every week. I don't know if it will work every week, but I try to work in advance so I can post stuff when I'm not available in a weekend to do a jam. I just love what I'm doing right now, and I have no intention of stopping it. Maybe just cutting out a week here and there, but you know, why? No, I will try to succeed in one jam a week. I don't know if it will really work this year. If I set a goal in mind, I'm pretty dedicated to reach that goal. But I've also noticed that doing one jam a week, it takes a bit of a toll on your own personal life, on time for friends, time for family. You know, you're missing one day in a week. And it also affects my other music goals. You know, I want to produce more music. Most of the time it doesn't really happen because I'm busy with my jams and with ideas. I do make beats, those take considerably less time to make, but all in all I just want to produce more music and spend more time with friends, and I'm just going to have to leverage that. So that was my list, not in any particular order. This is also my first talking head video, so I was pretty much all over the place. And thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and keep watching my jams. Thank you.